For the past few months, I've been working with the American Wild Ensemble on an all-ages program of original music and narration. My own contribution to that program is a setting of my favorite children's book, which is Owl at Home by Arnold Lobel. It's been a really rewarding project, and it's prompted me to reflect on, I think, some really important questions as a composer. Questions about audience, about impact, and about how we find or how we seek validation for what we do. And looking at these questions through the lens of young audiences, I think is really eye-opening. A lot of times after a performance, somebody has said something to me like, you're reaching the audience of tomorrow. The audience of tomorrow. I think it's a nice sentiment, and I think it's well-intentioned, but I take issue with that phrase, at least internally. The audience of tomorrow seems to suggest that, well, someday the kids will grow up and then they'll go to a concert and they'll be real listeners and not just kids. I like to think that the kids in the audience, they count, that I'm reaching the audience of today, because the experience of the music by those present really matters. There's a stigma around family programming, and I think I get why. I think partly it's because we think there's no prestige in it, because kids can't discern a really outstanding performance from a mediocre one. They can't verify that you were technically proficient, that you were at the top of your field, and so we can't put their approval in our resumes or in our tenure dossiers. And this kind of prestige seeking really limits our imagination. Now, there are a lot of organizations out there doing really outstanding children's programming, but there's still a lot of what I think of as the classical cliché approach, these unrehearsed, lukewarm afternoon programs. And they seem to suggest that kids can only grasp easily singable melodies and stock emotions. Well, first of all, I think that kids know when they're being talked down to, and I think that they can, to some extent, discern a really special performance from a tepid one, even if they don't show their approval by writing reviews in prestigious outlets. I think that if we imagine kids generously, that if we really value their experience as listeners, and we don't pander to them, we don't try to dumb down what we do as composers or as performers, then I think youth programming represents a lot of opportunities for new music, opportunities for inclusion and for community building, and beyond this, a really energizing forum for creativity. My article explores these opportunities in more detail and draws a surprising number of lessons from the writings of Arnold Lobel. I hope you enjoy it.